So, if you are drowning in bills or you're struggling to stay up to date with your credit card payments, I want you to take a deep breath and know that you are not powerless. You can negotiate with your creditors, and this may be the lifeline that you need to reduce your interest rates, reduce your payments potentially, and take back control of your finances. Now, I know it can feel intimidating, and you may even feel embarrassed to call your creditors to negotiate a payment plan. But let me tell you this, they would rather have you negotiate a payment plan than default on your payments. So in this video, I'm going to talk you through some key steps to help you negotiate with your creditors, even if you're behind on your payments. And this isn't about shame. This is about you advocating for yourself so you can get back on track with your finances. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, my name is Bola Sokunbi. I'm the founder and CEO of Clever Girl Finance. I'm also the author of the Clever Girl Finance book series and my wealth plan workbook. Welcome to Clever Girl Finance TV. So let's talk about how to confidently negotiate with your creditors so that you can create some breathing room in your budget and get back on track with your finances. Number one, it is really important that you know your numbers first. So before you pick up your phone, before you send an email to any creditor, it's important that you understand where you currently stand with your finances. So grab your bills and figure out, number one, how much you owe. Two, what your current minimum payments are. Three, the interest rate on each account. And four, how much you can realistically afford to pay. You don't want to be caught off guard when you have a conversation with them, and you don't want to promise what you cannot deliver. Clarity is key here when you're heading into that conversation with a creditor. So you need to know your financial situation, understand what you owe to who, all of your bills, all of your credit cards. Super important before you pick up your phone or send any emails. Number two, if you can, call before you fall behind. So if you're about to fall behind on your payments, call your creditors before it happens if possible. Many creditors, many companies have hardship programs in place, but they're not often advertised as an option for you. So when you call early, you're showing initiative and intention, which can actually work in your favor when you're talking to your creditor. But even if you've already fallen behind with your payments, still pick up your phone and call. And remember that you're not the first and you won't be the last person that this company has spoken to. Someone in financial hardship. So pick up your phone and call and let them know that you're willing to take ownership of the situation and you want to work a plan out with them. Don't let fear delay the conversation. So oftentimes people will say, well, what do I say when I call? And my point number three is a script that you can use to have that phone call with your creditor. And you can modify it based on what your bills are or what the credit card debt is that you have to pay that you may have fallen behind on or you're about to fall behind on. So here is a simple script you can use. Basically, you call them and you can say, hi, my name is your name. I've been a customer for X amount of years and I'm currently experiencing financial hardship. I want to stay on track with my payments, but I'm struggling. Can you help me explore any options for lowering my interest rates, reducing my minimum payment, or pausing my payments temporarily while I get back on my feet? This is all about being calm, polite, and keeping it professional. Just because you are having financial difficulty doesn't mean that you cannot have a conversation to help get your finances back on track. And by doing so in a polite and calm way, shows the creditor's agent on the other side of the phone that you are someone who is taking responsibility and someone that, is ready to take ownership and get things back on track. You're not begging, you're asking for help and you're being proactive. And that's what that script will help you do. Number four, so I gave you that script, but now, depending on your situation, you want to make sure that you're asking for the specific help that you need. So some of the things that you can ask for specifically include a lower interest rate, a reduced monthly payment, a temporary payment pause, also called a deferred payment or forbearance. You can ask for waived late fees. You can ask for a payment plan based on your income. And you can ask for a hardship program or internal review. And the creditor's agent or customer service person on the phone will be able to explain to you what their hardship program entails. So it's very important that you take notes on who you spoke to, the date and the time, and what was offered to you. And if they offer you any of what you asked, or a hardship program, or a specific plan, make sure that you get it in writing. Number five, it's important that you also know what not to say. So it's really important that you know what not to say, and you want to avoid oversharing or sounding unsure. So some of the things that you don't want to say include things like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sure if I can pay anything at all. I'll try to pay something when I can. Instead, focus on what you can do. Use your numbers from step one when you did an assessment of your overall financial picture to know where you stand. Be specific on the phone. Put the panic aside, put the emotion aside, and just be objective. If it helps, write down your script, write down specifically you want to ask for, write down what you can afford to pay before you pick up the phone and call your creditor to have that conversation. This will help you it'll help it be easier and give you that sense of calm. By the way, if you are finding this video helpful, please hit the like button below, subscribe to this channel, and tell your best girlfriends about Clever Girl Finance. And then stop by our website at clevergirlfinance.com. We have tons of articles on the site that we update very often. And then we have an incredible new course community. So we offer over 30 plus completely free courses. We have over 40 plus completely free worksheets. And we're all about empowering you to achieve your financial success on your own terms, especially if you're in this space where you're trying to improve your finances. Of course, I would love for you to check out the Clever Girl Finance book series. You can find these books wherever books are sold. You can also ask your local library to order these books for you as well. And then finally, check out the Clever Girls Know podcast. I interview a ton of incredible women going through life's journeys, making progress with their finances on topics from entrepreneurship, personal finance, investing, paying off debt, motherhood, and so much more. So I'd love for you to check out the podcast. Okay, let's get back to the video. Number six, when you are having this negotiation conversation, be ready to escalate. And I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes when you have these conversations, the person may be rude, they may be condescending, they may say no, they may not listen to what you have to say. It's okay to hang up and call back. And if you're still not getting any headway, it's okay to ask to speak to somebody else. So you can ask to speak to a supervisor or somebody in the hardship department. Don't settle for the first no, especially if you know that your request is reasonable. You are here to advocate for yourself, and that's what this phone call is all about. So remember, you want to keep it calm and polite and respectful, but at the same time, you don't want to be spoken to any kind of way. So if you're feeling some kind of way about the conversation, pause, either hang up and call back. And like I said, if you're not making any headway, ask for a supervisor or somebody in the hardship department. Remember this, creditors negotiate all the time. This is business. This is nothing personal. So if the person you talk to is having a bad day or they're feeling condescending, whatever they're doing, it has nothing to do with what you're here to do. You're here to negotiate your bills so that you can get ahead with your finances, you can get back on your feet, you can catch up. Ignore that person. This is business. It is not personal. And then number seven, consider working with a nonprofit. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by your bills, by your debts, or you don't have the confidence, or you feel intimidated to have that call on your own, definitely consider working with a nonprofit credit counseling agency that can help you make these phone calls and do these negotiations on your behalf. They can help you review your full financial picture, as I mentioned. They can help you call those creditors and also negotiate a plan on your behalf. It's very important that you make sure it is a reputable nonprofit and not a for-profit debt settlement company that charges huge fees or damages your credit. There are a lot of scams out there. Number eight, it is really important to protect your credit while you negotiate. And this is something that you want to do if possible. So while you're working with your creditors, while you're trying to navigate creating a plan, if you can make the minimum payments on those bills, on those loans, do that. Even making small payments, $5, $10, shows good faith. Keep records of everything that you agree to and make sure that you're checking your credit periodically to make sure that any updates are reflected accurately. And you can get a free copy of your credit report at annualcreditreport.com. And then finally, number nine, keep the end goal in mind. So when you're negotiating your bills, your credit cards, this is not just about lowering your payments. It's not just about lowering interest rates, but it's also about creating financial peace of mind for yourself while you are working towards getting yourself back on your feet and getting back on track with your finances. So stay focused and don't be discouraged. It's not something that you want to do to have to pick up your phone and say you cannot pay your bills or you're falling behind with your bills, but this is you taking intentional action so that you can work on getting yourself back on your feet by leveraging the resources available to you to do just that. You're doing what needs to be done. So pick up the phone, use your voice, advocate for yourself, ask for help. When you're offered a plan, whatever it might be intentional about sticking to that plan as best as you can so that you can get past the situation and get to the point where you start making progress and rebuilding your finances. And remember, asking for help is not weakness, it is wisdom. So I hope you have found this video useful. I'd love for you to share in the comments what tips you have used if you have successfully negotiated any plans regarding paying your bills or any of your credit cards as a way to inspire anybody else who's watching this looking for support as well. Be sure to stop by the covergirlfinance.com website and check out our free courses, our free worksheets, the content on our website, and then hit the like button and subscribe to this channel and tell your best girlfriends about Clever Girl Finance. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you next time.